All right, let's see. Waiting to go live, waiting to go live, waiting to go live. This is always the fun part. All right, awesome. I think we are live. Okay, great. Hello, good afternoon. I know I'm a little bit late going live today, but I actually wanted to put some information together for you that I'm using to help me be way more productive during the day. I've had a super productive day today after not having a very productive day yesterday. And so, hey, if you're here live, can you just let me know that you can hear me and all the things are working and, all that stuff is good, because you never know, right, when you're on these things. So I'm going to share with you a couple tips that I have for staying super productive during my day, because right now I only have 3 to 4 hours to work per day, and I'm running 2 businesses. Okay, so I have my accounting and bookkeeping firm, and then I also have bookkeeper training school, right, in Ingram Digital Media. So lots and lots going on, and going back and forth between the two. So I thought that this would be super helpful. I do want to remind you guys, hey, Jana, thank you for letting me know that you're here. So I want to remind you guys that on Thursday night, we're doing an info session for Bookkeeper Training School. We just released Bookkeeper Training School 2.0. I'm super proud of what we have accomplished. It's like, so good. And the people that are in it, they really like it. So if you want to learn more about the course, we're going to show you behind the scenes. We're going to show you everything that you get if you purchase Bookkeeper Training School. And so you're going to want to come to that. And don't worry, if you can't make it, we are going to do a replay. So there's an event on the Facebook page. If you go to our events on this page, that you can click on, and you can say that you're going or maybe, and it'll notify you when the event is going on. Okay, so that's super helpful. Okay. Oh, Teresa, thank you. Teresa says, I love watching you. You're so motivational. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys make me blush. You really do. Okay, so I think my biggest struggles, and tell me what your biggest struggles are, but my biggest struggles when I'm trying to get work done is distraction, right? And so there's all the tabs and all the beeping and all the things, and every time I try to get something done, I get distracted by something else, right? Is this just me? This can't just be me. This is and so I'm rereading Deep Work by Cal Newport. Now I have some issues with the book. Okay, I like the book, and I like some of the tips in the book, and it makes me think about things. But you can definitely tell that it was written by a guy who is not responsible for doing the laundry and watching the kids and running a business and trying to do all the things at one time. So Cal's an academic. He's relatively young. And he's just like super focused on writing. And so, and you can tell, you can just tell, I'll just say that. But the second half of the book where he talks about like tips and stuff is really good. The first half of the book, he's convincing you need to do deep work. And in the second half, he's doing tips. So I'm literally just redoing the second half of the book. But one of the things that I think is really important is the concept of minimizing distraction as much as you can. And so I'm starting to think about like my processes and what I'm doing during the day that is causing distraction. Okay, so for me, so one of the things I found was really distracting is when I first started my day and I plan out what I'm going to do for my afternoon. I found that, going into ClickUp and going into my calendar, and then I start clicking on things and I start checking emails. And next thing I know, it's taking me like an hour to figure out what I'm going to do that day. Right. And that's not super helpful. So, so now what I'm doing is at the end of the day, so before I like wrap up for the day, right, I'm giving myself some margin. I'm setting an alarm. So for example, like today I have a haircut at 3:30, so I have to leave here at 3. So I'm doing my live and then I'm going to do this exercise. So what I'm doing every single day is I'm going into ClickUp and I'm printing out, like, I'm just literally doing like a screen print. I'm opening my agenda for the next day. And I'm doing a screen print. Okay. And then I'm also printing out my single day calendar out of my Google Calendar. Okay. So I'm printing out these two things. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I do that, then when I do my plan, and I've shown you guys my planner that I have, when I go through and I plan out my day, the next day, I don't have to turn my computer on to do it because everything I need is on these sheets of paper. Love it. I love it. Okay. So, I know that it's, it's a little bit of paper and I can always put this paper back. I can let Eric draw on this paper, but what I like about this is that I do not have to turn on my computer. And so normally the way that my schedule works is that the first thing I do is turn on my computer. And then everything starts beeping and buzzing. And then, Slack goes off and ClickUp and all the notifications start. I did my plan today without turning on my computer. And my plan that normally takes me like 45 minutes, I did in less than 20 today. And that includes my food plan also. So I literally planned out what I was going to eat today. I filled out my accountability planner for that, filled out my planner for what I was going to do for work today. And I've actually gotten all my work done today, which is pretty awesome. So, so that is super helpful. Another thing that I do is I close, and I know some of you are gonna cringe over this one. I close my phone apps down on a regular basis. Okay. So literally, like on my phone, I just go in and close all, and I close all my apps. Okay. I also have most of my apps on do not disturb. Okay. Or notification free. I have my phone set up so that, so Jeff can get through, my mom can get through. If I'm waiting for any phone calls, I will add those into my my favorites temporarily in my contacts, and all my favorite contacts can get through on my phone. Okay. And sometimes I put my phone on do not disturb if I'm really trying to get focused. Okay. So that's one thing. I also on a regular basis close all the tabs on my computer. And I know some of you are like, I can't close the tabs. Okay, listen. There's this really cool thing now in Google Chrome. It's called your reading list. So I can literally, when if I'm on a page, I can click to bookmark, and it's going to ask me, do I want to bookmark it or do I want to add it to my reading list? And so what I'm doing is I'm actually using my reading list to keep track of things I want to go back to later. So if it's not something that I want to like bookmark permanently, but maybe it's something like it's an article I want to read, it's a discount I want to take advantage of, it's something like that, I will actually put that on my reading list and then use my reading list to go back to, okay, and deal with things I haven't done. So it allows me to close a whole bunch of tabs. Because that's a huge issue for me. Like, oh, I'm just going to go through and email this person, and I see I've got 90 tabs. And I'm like, oh wait, I should have done that. Right. So, so the reading list is super, super helpful. That's what I'm using my reading list for. It's for things that I don't want to keep the tab open to be distracting, but I know I'm going to need to go back to that page later. And so hopefully that's helpful for you. So I have found that the more time I can spend either off the computer, off the phone, or as distraction free as possible if I'm on my computer, the better. I've also found too that you can set up multiple profiles in your Chrome browser. And you can have one that doesn't have all the bells and the whistles and the notifications and all the bookmarks and all the things. That is also super helpful as well. So you can set up kind of like a distraction-free profile that doesn't have all your plugins, where everything else is closed, and then you can work out of that browser. Okay, so that could be super helpful. And then it doesn't have like Facebook in your history. So, you know, when do you ever have that happen? Like you click open a new tab and you see all the things that you could be going to, and you're like, oh, I could be on Facebook right now. Oh, maybe I'll check my email right now. Yeah, so you can actually do this so that you don't have all that distraction. Also, incognito windows are super helpful for that as well. You could open up an incognito window and you could work out of that. Again, super, super helpful for helping you stay a little bit more distraction free. And another thing I do too is, so like this happened to me today. I went to go print these out and my printer wasn't working. I don't know why it wasn't working. It just wasn't working. And I started to like go fiddle with it. And I'm like, you know what, do I really need to do this right now? Because you know what? I have 2 printers in my office. So I'm like, you know, I'm just going to print a color printer and I'll fix it later. Okay. I think a lot of times we get sucked down these rabbit holes. We're like, why isn't this working? Or why isn't this going right? Or, and sometimes just say, wait a minute, do I need to do this right now? Nope. Nope. Don't know. This is not critical. This is not mission critical to what I'm doing. Okay. And move on to something else. Okay. So I think that's important. Also, when you start, you know, I love, so I got, oh, and it's beeping. So I got this thing. This is this little cube. Okay. I love this because then I don't have to use the timer on my phone. It has 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and 30 minutes. And then what you do is you put it on the side that you want to track. So like right now, the 5 minutes is up. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, hold on. The 5 minutes is up. And so what you do is when you put that up, and it beeps at you when you change it, it'll do a 5-minute timer. And then that means that I don't have to use this thing for my timer. And so what I do is when I'm doing routine things, hey, Tammy, when I'm doing like routine things and I'm worried I'm going to get distracted, I will set like a 5 or 10-minute timer, just to make sure that like when that goes off, I check in and say, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing or am I distracted and doing something else? And so I'll set like all these little timers throughout the day just to make sure, especially if I'm doing a task I don't want to do. And like I'm trying to figure out anything I can possibly do to not do that thing. This is super, super helpful. And I got this at Staples. I'm sure you can get it. It's beeping again. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon. I'll have to look to see if I can find you guys a link, but super, super helpful for helping me stay productive because it makes me check in. So when it goes off, I literally say, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Or did I get distracted? So that is super helpful for me. Okay. So, so if you came in late, you know, you can go back and watch the replay, but a couple things I'm doing, I'm printing tomorrow's agenda and calendar so that I don't have to start my computer first thing when I'm doing my planning. I am making sure that I am, I'm closing out browser windows, I'm closing out apps on a regular basis. So that way, when I have to go into my computer, go into my phone, I don't have all the things open. Okay. It's funny because today I had to close out, I had to clear my cache on my browser. And so that means I had to log into everything all over again, which means I had to go into, I use something called the Authenticator app on my phone, on my phone, in order to authenticate a lot of the things that I do. It helps you get into websites easier. And so I'm using that. So I've got to go into my phone. So I wanted to make sure that everything was closed out. Like once I realized I did the first one and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to have to go into this a number of times. I'm going to make sure everything is closed. I deleted all my notifications. So that way I went into a nice clean phone and it was less distracting. So that was super helpful as well. Okay. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, like, do I really need to fix this now? Or can I just keep going with what I was doing? Okay. So again, something super helpful. So let me know what is working for you. Oh, and then these little timers, setting little timers for yourself. So that way, as you're going through the day, it's kind of an automatic check-in to make sure that you're still doing what you need to be doing. All right, so I hope that that was helpful for you. I hope that if you're interested in bookkeeper training school, that you will join us Thursday for our information session. You can find it on the events, okay, on this page, on the All Christening Room page. Super excited to show you guys what we're doing and behind the scenes. It's so cool. All right, so thank you so much. Let me know what's working for you productivity wise, because I'm always looking for more tips, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, mamas. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye.